Let's get another great idea out there. Check out shares of Capri Holdings. The stock is up nearly 90% since the start of November. Our next guest says there's even more room to run. Let's welcome back Barbara Ann Bernard, CEO of Windcrest Capital. Barbara Ann, great to have you with us. UBS is today just upping the price target to $50, playing a little bit of a catch-up, seeing a turnaround in the next fiscal year. What do you like most here about Capri, especially given the strong run it's had?
So we've held the stock for a while, and certainly it's had a strong run. We still think this story has legs. Essentially, you have earnings acceleration. And prior to the break, we were talking about the Fed maybe setting the PE. That is true, but the consumer still sets the E. And this is a great story in that regard. You had blowout numbers on November 5th. And if you look at October website traffic data, it's up 38% for Michael Kors month on month, up 16% month on month for Versace. So these are brands that are really resonating with the consumer. When you talk to this company and you talk to them and ask them how they're going to grow sales, they are really bullish on China. They think the two brands that they recently acquired, Jimmy Choo and Versace, are underpenetrated there. And they hope to increase store count from 200 to 300 in China and shut stores of Michael Kors in the U.S. We agree with that. If 20 years ago, China comprised 2% of luxury sales, by 2025, China will be 50% of luxury sales. So we think that is the right growth strategy for this company and absolutely doable. The second reason we like Capri is it is a margin expansion story. If you look at this, at the global luxury peer group, they have EBIT margins in the mid-20s. Jimmy Choo and Versace were sort of 8-11% EBIT margin stories. This company is targeting 15%. We think that is also doable. And how are they doing that? They know their customer better through digitization now, and they are able to reduce SKUs 30 to 40% while increasing prices 10 to 15%. And so this is what the analysts are now starting to incorporate into their models. So we like it for earnings acceleration. We like margin expansion. We also like what we are paying for it, even after this run. So if you take today's share price, you are paying 10.5 times our FY01 EPS estimate of $3.74 a share. We think our estimate is conservative. That's what this company was doing pre-pandemic. And let's triangulate that valuation. Let's look at it on a sum of the parts EV to sales. Luxury group globally, sort of the peer group average, is a 6 times EV to EV sales multiple. We can debate all day long, is Michael Kors luxury? But Jimmy Choo and Versace undeniably are. So let's take their sales, put a 6 times multiple on them, and you get today's market cap. So you're getting Michael Kors for free. And Michael Kors did $4 billion of sales last year. So Michael Kors is worth something. So if you just put a 1 times EV to sales multiple on Michael Kors sales, you get a $75 price target, which is 85% upside from here.
Wow.
And I can make the argument that 1 times is conservative, given Tapestry, its peer, trades at 2 times sales. So this was an unloved stock that traded like a department store, and I think 10.5 times earnings is a great value for a portfolio of luxury brands.
All right. What a pitch. Guy, you got a question for Barbara Ann.
Quick question, but Barbara Ann basically answered it over the last minute or so. But my question is, I'm sure you have positions that you're tactical. In other words, you'll trade around. But clearly, given what you just said, there's no reason to be tactical here. And despite the fact the stock's gone from 9 to 44 since March or April, this thing is still going higher. So there's no reason to be trading around this. Is that accurate?
That's right. I mean, if there were a pullback, we would add.
All right. Highly convicted trade. Barbara Ann, thank you. We'll see you soon. Barbara Ann of Windcrest Capital. It is time to vote. So are you buying Barbara Ann's pitch on Capri? Guy, what do you say?
Well, you remember Steve Grasso pitched this a while back and we were buyers. Can you read my smart board there, Melissa?
It says
Perhaps you could do that for me.
Grotto.
Right, Blue Grotto. You notice I actually wrote it in blue. Do you know where the Blue Grotto is, perhaps? I'm sure you do.
I don't.
You're a world traveler. It's actually in Capri. So good for her, good for the Blue Grotto, and I think this stock can absolutely go higher from here. And good for Steve Grasso, by the way, as well.
Tim Seymour, what do you say?
So this stock has been rocking and a rolling and rocking and a reeling, and therefore at $40, I think this thing's a sell. That's an S. It's not a buy.
Okay.
And I think ultimately the story here is there's a reason why it was trading at a discount to the sum of the parts. I do think that the department store and the mall dynamic is something that's still a headwind. And after this massive move and a lot of short interest coming in and people getting killed, I think it's been a great trade. Take some profits.
Dan.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm with Tim on that. I'm a sell right here at $40, but I'd be a buyer. She seemed very convicted that she'd be buying it on the downside. She made a great power pitch, and I sincerely mean that. If they get back to their 2019 peak earnings in 2 years or so, just as that China expansion that she detailed is happening, this thing is going to be much higher. I just don't think you get there from here, as Guy Adami likes to say.
All right, so Brian Kelly, where do you stand?
So I'm going to be with Guy Adami. Now, I feel like the kid who forgot his homework because I didn't have my fancy smartboard like Guy has. But I love the China expansion story. I love that they're shutting down stores here in the U.S. And, sure, you want to tactically trade it. You want to wait for a little bit of a dip. Knock yourself out. Go for it. But I like the long-term story of this name.
3 of you guys, by the way, had no whiteboards. It looks like you went into the recycling bin and pulled a piece of paper out because you didn't have it. So kudos to Guy. He gets a gold star. The traders, obviously, they're split. It is your turn to decide out there. Are you buying Barbara Ann's pitch on Capri Holdings? Vote in our Twitter poll at CNBC Fast Money. The results at the end of the show.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.